work. Dr. Peters studied pharmacology and physiology at the University of Applied Science, Utrecht, and became a research fellow working in different leading hospitals. He founded the Europa Ayurveda Center, which is actively involved in research projects with Ayurveda medicinal plants that are cultivated on site.
Thank you very much for inviting me to give a 3-minute speech. It is reduced from 15 to 3. I understand that, but I really want to transfer some information, what I think it is very important. But I'm going to fly through the slides. This is the European map, and as you see, Europe is actually a patchwork with many different countries, and in that big area of land, there is only, oh, thank you very much, 15 minutes. There are 27 member states, and that is the European Union, and beside that, Europe has also other countries, and that is also Europe. So when you ask me what is the rule for Ayurveda products to enter Europe, then that is quite difficult. Difficult in the sense that it is not one country. But when you are in the European Union, there is something, of course, what is combining you. And one of the things what is important is that you can see that there are different competences. And competence according to the European Union means authority or responsibility to act. And we have exclusive competence and shared competence, and we have a supporting competence. And in these three, you have different strength of factors what is combining. In the next slide, you see the 4 items what Ayurveda what we want to discuss here and what we are discussing here. Education, healing, research, and products. You see that research is highlighted in yellow. That means that the shared competence has much sharing within the European Union. So that is something to remember. That is important for us. And is there a general European law to enter products into the market? The answer is no, there is not. But there is, of course, a supporting competence, and that means that we are thinking about how we can combine certain things, what is important for each country. And that is, of course, to enter with our botanicals the European market. And there are different possibilities. We can have an herb as a medicine, and then we need a health claim, and a roadmap is then through the Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sport, when I talk about the Netherlands. But for the other countries, it is also going through government. And we have a food supplement that is without health, without the extensive rules for the medicines. This is more in a relaxing way. And then we have 2 divisions. We have the well-established use and we have the traditional use. And both have different degrees of evidence. For well-established use, we need 10 years of safe use with scientific proof. And for traditional herbal medicine products, we need 30 years of safe use and 15 years in the European Union. And I tell you, that's very difficult. How you can prove that something is already 30 years in the market? I try to register myself some products, so I really know how difficult that is, because it's almost impossible. Do you need an article from the newspaper? Do you need a letter from somebody who wrote to the doctor that was helping? You know, there is not really something strong. So what is important, we have a European medicine agency, and recently it is residing here in the Netherlands, and they have made a committee on herbal medicinal products, and they were looking into the matter to find out how we can help the industry, because it is a large industry, it's not small. And this working group published around 200 community monograms for different herbs, and that looks like this. And I selected one, and this is something important to know. And Mr. Burke, last year, in 2 years before, we discussed something about scientific evidence that we have actually already so much proof, but somehow it is not entering. This is the website from the European Union. So it is not a small website, it is really an authority in itself. What is written about turmeric, and I highlighted there, you see insufficient evidence from clinical trials. And what is here, this is the research on the PubMed on curcuma itself. 3,858 clinical trials are done. And when I select, you can see curcuma Ayurveda, when I highlight that, we can see 119 scientific reports. And this is something, and now I look at my political people, how we can talk with the people to say, listen, you are all the time telling it is not evidence-based, and it is. It is, we can show you. But how we enter it, because see it again, this is the website from the European Union. And this is just recently done. And they are telling insufficient evidence. It is not. So that is very difficult. In summary, are there rules to enter products in the markets? No rules, but there are guidelines. We need extensive dossiers. And we need, when you have an herbal supplement with a health claim, you need the approval of the government. And otherwise, you need an approval or an help from an established consultancy company who can help you to make that dossier. I have also very good news, and that is that just, is it working? Some breaking news, because 19 February 2020, the European Food Policy, Health and Nutrients Commission leans to accepting traditional use for botanical health claims. This is really, really very important, because there were 2,000 dossiers on hold. There was a list on hold, that means it was looked after like this, it was gedogen, what is the English word for that? Tolerated, but not really, you was not really free to make advertisement for your product. Now it is coming in this spring, so that is good news, because it is a big market and it has to change. So that is very important. I have that paper here. I got it from the scientist and researcher from Wageningen University, because I just give her a call. I said, what about the on hold list? She said, no, Cornelis, I give you good news, so you can bring this to the conference. So by this, I will give you some good news. Then I have something I want to see if that is working.
Ayurveda is an ancient science. It's an ancient science.
My name is Dr. Oleg Sorokin. I'm a head of the National Ayurvedic Medical Association of Russian Federation. Ayurveda is a science. Ayurveda – это наука.
My name is Madan Thangavelu. I am the General Secretary for the European Ayurveda Association and a molecular biologist based in Cambridge. Ayurveda is a science.
Ayurveda is een wetenschap. Ayurveda is een science.
Ayurveda is a science. Ayurveda is een wetenschap.
Ayurveda is een hedendaagse wetenschap. Ayurveda is a modern science.
ആയുർവേദ ജീവൻ നിലനിർത്തുന്ന ഒരു ശാസ്ത്രമാണ്. ആയുർവേദ is a science. Ayurveda is a science.
I found